Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds to 9 o'clock, including news there could be a bit of event risk today. Banks face being hit with a set of new international capital rules aimed at forcing bondholders, rather than taxpayers, to bail out failing institutions. The FT is reporting that global regulators are seeking support from world leaders on proposals to force banks to hold a minimum amount of debt that can be bailed in if the bank collapses. Construction spending in the US increased in July to its highest level in 4 years, propelled by gains in residential real estate. That residential sector grew by a remarkable 16.8%. However, the private sector growth was higher again. In fact, construction on multi-family units were up almost 40% year on year. The American ISM's factory survey came in better than expected too, with new orders and pricing components impressing observers. Australia's central bank left its benchmark interest rate unchanged yesterday and omitted a reference to scope for more easing. That sent the Aussie dollar higher. We get the second quarter data today for Aussie GDP, and no one is quite sure what it will show. Markets suggest they expect level pegging. We'll see at 1:30 today. Overnight, the latest Fonterra auction saw 53,000 tonnes of products sold for 1.1% less than 2 weeks ago. But in New Zealand dollars, that was a 1.3% gain, as our currency had weakened over that time. A few days ago, the New Zealand government put up 8,000 square kilometres for exploration for gold in the Bay of Plenty in Waikato. This is hard on the heels of its huge 190,000 square kilometre tender to explore for oil and gas in the Southern Ocean. There's been surprisingly good interest in these bids, which must be lodged by September 26. A big gas field off Canterbury is the most likely prospect. Syria tensions are rising. New strikes have been called in South African gold mines. Oil and gold prices are up strongly, and the Dow is down from its opening after the long US holiday weekend, although it is higher than its close last week. New Zealand dollar starts today at 77.9 US cents, down half a cent against the Aussie at 86.1 Aussie cents, and the TWI is at 73.9. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.